Hey, good morning, good day, fellow babies. Welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. We are hopeful that you are watching as a Patreon patron. If you are, thank you so much. You're getting it real time. We also are hopeful that you have figured out how to link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon account. If you can do that, we're getting paid there as well. So you're getting it real time. And if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, that'll work for us as well. If you can't do any of those things, if you don't have the money, I totally get it. Then you're watching a week late. But again, we appreciate your patronage. At a minimum, please follow me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Okay, today's question from SIFTD from Rabolisk. Due to COVID-19, many people are spending more time with indoor activities while their income takes a massive hit due to the economy. Do you think it will lead to more people buying last-gen consoles than expected? That's a good question. I think publishers will continue to release last-gen versions of games because of this. Could it impact the output of new games for PS5 and Xbox Series X? First part of that's a really good question. I don't know the answer. Certainly, if last-gen consoles were still in production and Xbox One is not, then sure, people would look for cheaper consoles. Let's say, if anything, the biggest beneficiary is probably GameStop, because they're going to sell used consoles. And I think what that really is going to tell you is demand for used consoles will go up. And I think the economy means that more people will trade their consoles in than maybe would have before. So probably, you normally get about a third of old consoles traded in any cycle. You might get up to a half, which would be great. And demand might keep the prices of those old consoles up closer to $200 than kind of $100. And if you're stuck at home and you don't have a job and you can scrape together $100 and maybe $10 a title, for old games, then yeah, for a couple $100 you can keep yourself engaged for a year. So it's pretty good. So yes, I do think so. The income taking a massive hit to the economy. The problem with shelter in place and COVID is it's impacted people in non-essential industries, and in particular in leisure, in restaurants and travel, casinos, hospitality, cruise ships, much more heavily. And obviously lots and lots and lots of people work in restaurants. But if you're an accountant, it's almost no impact. If you're a hospital worker, a first responder, it's not only no impact, it's increased demand for your work. One of the guys I'm friendly with who watches Pachter Factor, Bad for Business, he's on Twitter. He's a supervisor in a cardboard plant in Georgia. And he told me his overtime is like 30 hours a week, because guess who's buying more cardboard? Amazon, because we're buying more boxes. So there are these funky industries that you don't think about. That I have a friend who's a salesperson for bubble wrap packaging, sales through the roof. She said she's working half as hard and making twice as much money because everybody's buying bubble wrap. So the world has changed. And again, another friend, I forgot what her husband did. I think I'm pretty sure he worked on a car lot or something, but he did something on a car lot. He just got a job as an Amazon driver. And because he's like 40 and he's experienced, he's worked forever. He's gonna be a supervisor in like 6 months. They're just making everybody start as a driver. But she's all psyched. It's like health insurance, and he's making like $20 an hour to start. And she said he'll be making $30 an hour as a supervisor, which is awesome. So, you want to be, the Uber drivers are getting killed, but the Amazon drivers are thriving. So there are pockets of the economy that are really, really doing well. And, unfortunately, a lot of people are hit way harder than others. And fortunately, people who provide professional services tend to be kind of unimpacted. And I'm one of those. So the moral of this story, for real, is if you can, stay in school. Like, the more education you get, the more opportunity you have. One of our buddies, Shane and my buddies, Brent Phillips, he said he's busier than he's ever been in his life, and he's kind of like a software engineer for music, so for sound. I know tons of people in the movie industry. They're crazy busy right now because they're back trying to figure out how to produce, in the era of COVID. So plenty of jobs out there that, are thriving. And pretty much anybody who works in digital media, like social media or digital advertising, budgets are shifting from television, commercial broadcast TV and radio and billboards to online media. So some guys are thriving. There's plenty of opportunities in COVID. And the good news is not just that, that those people are thriving, they're not commuting. So they have more time to play games. And so the games industry, killing it. So if you want a job, get a job in the games industry, because that's not going away. So anyway, the answer is, I do think that people who are disadvantaged, losing their jobs, impacted by the economy, are going to have to belt tighten, and they do have more free time. And typically in a recession, entertainment consumption goes up. Particularly in the COVID recession, entertainment consumption is going up. So streaming services are killing it. Game companies are killing it. And yes, I think they'll get that. As far as output of new games for PS5 and Xbox Series X, we've gotten conflicting signals from publishers about, game delays and COVID related and whatever. I think it's just an excuse. I think it's BS. There's a few things in game development that actually require face-to-face collaboration, like motion capture. You actually need the actor to wear the suit. You need the green screen. You need to do all the principal photography to capture how he's moving before you can do the animation. But short of that, I mean, I don't even think you need to do sound with people in the room. I mean, I'm doing this remotely right now with Shane. You can capture sound with a really good HD microphone. And obviously, if I was wearing an HD headset, it would even be better. So there's almost nothing you can't collaborate on remotely. So no, I don't think that it will impact the release of games. And I know that we've had these excuses for game delays because of COVID. I think it's less because of COVID and more because the publishers just realized they didn't need the game, or they wanted more time to develop and make it better. So I hope that's responsive. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Thank you for joining us on Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. And if you're a Patreon patron, we really appreciate it. Our Twitch Prime customers who have linked their Twitch Prime account to their Amazon Prime account, thank you. We're getting paid. Our YouTube subscribers, thank you. We're getting paid. Everybody else, thanks for indulging us.